Aliko Dangote is a shameless guy. He uses Nigerian money to become African richest man every year. He has killed so many businesses. So I don't know why he's now crying. He does not like competition. So what they do, what the Dangotes of this world do is he's an Ajib, all governments in power. Any government that comes into power, before they come into power, he will identify who he thinks will win. Tinubu took nepotism to another level. They will make 13 announcements. 11 is Yoruba. His supporters, his supposed supporters said, don't worry, he's a master strategist. He built Lagos, he's coming to build Nigeria. But now, how can the master strategist, he took dollar from about 700 naira, he has brought it to 1.6. This master strategist took a crate of egg from around 1.5. He has brought it to 5,000, 5,500. The master strategist took a carton of Indomie from about 4.5, 4.6 to now over 10,000 naira. Tinubu is making me miss Buhari as bad as Buhari is. Because Buhari cannot recognize even the country he destroyed. You see,
guys, you see this human rights lawyer, Barrister Deji Adeyanju. That guy, Pablo Escobar go arrest him. I'm telling you the truth. The way this guy, they make Pablo Escobar Tinubu, they cry. The things he said in this video you're about to watch, they put pepper for Pablo Escobar. Guys, this guy, mark my words, Pablo Escobar, he go dabba. This guy revealed uncommon truth, vital truth. He touched Pablo Escobar, he touched Aliko Dangote, these guys, who have contributed, in buying the country, but only come out to the public to cry when it doesn't favor them. The things this guy revealed and unveiled, I sat down. I didn't miss one word that Barrister Deji Adeyanju released in this video. Please, as you are watching this video, please just give it a thumbs up. Sharing this kind of video, you are using it to protest against bad governance. Watch it to the end and please share it until Nigerians see it. Thank you. Let's watch it now.
Last 1 year, what will be your fair assessment of the administration?
Well, to be very fair to the president, I will not blame him for a majority of the economic crisis we are currently facing in the country. Government since independence have their fair share. And since 1999, the PDP had its fair share. But Buhari also had a large chunk of blame, especially as regards to the maladministration of the country. Buhari practically crippled the economy, but this particular president has worsened the situation beyond what you can imagine. And I'll give you a very simple example. For instance, the president, when he came, he said that he's coming to continue from where Buhari stopped. And we already knew where Buhari stopped. And so Nigeria said it was a sign that Nigeria started crying, oh, this man is coming to destroy Nigeria. But his supporters, his supposed supporters said, don't worry, he's a master strategist. He built Lagos, he's coming to build Nigeria. But now we're in a quagmire because the president has further destroyed the country, even beyond recognition of even Buhari, because Buhari cannot recognize even the country he destroyed. Because the truth of the matter is, no matter how you look at it, how can the master strategist, he took dollar from about 700 naira, he has brought it to 1.6. This master strategist took a crate of egg from around 1.5, he has brought it to 5,000, 5,500. The master strategist took a carton of Indomie from about 4.5, 4.6 to now over 10,000 naira. Fuel, same thing. He took fuel from about 170. Fuel is almost at 700 naira, depending on where you are buying from. So he has worsened. Look at the inflation figures. It's to the roof. So we are currently battling with hyperinflation in the country. So my assessment of the government is that the government has more or less destroyed the country beyond recognition of even a clueless and incompetent Buhari.
All right, so there's something that, Nedu always says about successive governments and how people will begin to miss a previous administration.
Yes.
I would want to ask a straight question. If you look at Nigeria, especially since 1999,
yes,
do you think that Nigeria, as it is presently constituted, is one in which even if you get the very best political scientist, the very best economist, the leader with the most compassion and passion to lead this country, as Nigeria is presently constituted, do you think that person would fail or the person would succeed?
It boils down to the issue of leadership, sincerely, and I agree with Nedu that we tend to miss our bad leaders, because even Tinubu is making me miss Buhari as bad as Buhari is, because right now I wish I can just get dollar at 700. Right now I wish I can get a crate of egg for even 2,000. I wouldn't mind, but look at the Singaporean example. Look at the Malaysian example. It has proven that with the right leaders, we can actually turn around the fortunes of our country. And leadership is not rocket science. Simple. How can you remove subsidy? When you remove subsidy from day one, and you said you are going to hit the ground running on day one. That's what he said. But Baba started crawling on day one. After removing subsidy, he did not do anything else. What we now find a situation in NNPC is these guys, they have done everything to frustrate crude oil refining in the country. NNPC is the only agency of government where they produce nothing, but they consume almost all our money. Same thing with CBN, generate nothing. All they do there is corruption. So, yes, a leader, one single leader from the body language of the president can actually effect change in the country. For instance, this current president is selling our oil assets to his brother, the Wando guy. But whether you like it or not, whether you say it's his cousin, his brother. So when the body language of the president suggests a situation of, patronage, this president has sent an executive bill to the National Assembly. They've extended the tenure of the IG. They want to extend the tenure of the IG in one day. They did accelerated hearing for bill. So you are not sending accelerated bills to the Senate on how to get crude oil to Dangote refinery, on how to make Kaduna refinery work, on how to make Port Harcourt refinery work, on how to make Warri work. All you are concerned about is your friends, your building, expanding your family kingdom, extending or annexing Nigeria as a monarchy. So it shows that he's not ready to transform Nigeria. Look at when the Malaysian and the Singaporean presidential revolutionary president came and he wanted to get things done. The first thing he did was he made a policy to tackle corruption. Because the reason why Nigeria is this bad, I listened to some of your fantastic contents here, and you hear somebody say, if you don't give me 20 million, no deal. The reason why we are facing those challenges is because there's no consequence for bad behavior. You see, there's so much corruption in the country. Corruption is the root of majority of the crisis we are facing in the country. If the president does not put his hand in the cookie jar, nobody will dare to put his hand in the cookie jar. Because people know that, and you see, there's no better way of making examples with people than making example with your close friends and family relatives. For instance, if my wife is arrested for corruption, nobody will dare to be corrupt. Even the IG of police will not dare to be corrupt because they know that if this man can arrest his wife or his son. But when your body language supports corruption, supports maladministration, supports tribalism, supports nepotism. See, Buhari came, destroyed this country with tribalism. We were praying, we said, finally Buhari is going. We'll never see this kind of tribalism again. Tinubu came. They will make 13 announcements. 11 is Yoruba. 11 out of 13 is Yoruba. So Tinubu took nepotism to another level. So whether we like it or not, one person can effect change all throughout society. We have seen it. Martin Luther King did it. Mandela did it. The Singaporean leaders and the Malaysian leaders, they've done it. So there's nothing absurd with a Nigerian leader doing same.
Sorry, Zinda, don't be angry. You said something about that nepotism, that our president came and took it to another level. And one would think, Deji Adeyanju, Yoruba now, he's supposed to support his own. Why will he be complaining that they are giving appointment to your brother? I mean, why? I mean, what you have to say?
You see, the reason why the country is not working is because when Buhari was there, you saw how Northerners were refusing to criticize and lead protests against Buhari. Yes. And now there's a sudden reawakening in that part of the country, and I'm excited about the reawakening. We have seen an embarrassing show of shame today in Lagos, where people are protesting against a protest in Lagos on the main island. A parody of some sort, whether you like it or not. Nigeria is the theater of the absurd, where the impossibles happen, where the unbelievable happens, where people turn real life situations into comedy and skits. Yes, you see, it's unfortunate that we have a situation where people tend to protect their religion, tend to protect their tribal interests, instead of putting humanity first, the interest of being a human, because you are first a human being before all these demarcations. After all, we were all children of the same parents initially, until the colonizers came and carved out maps. Who told you are from the East? Or who told you are from the West? Or you are from this? Who told you that you are Jew and you are Gentile? People came and were dividing boundaries. Somebody came, put a map and said, this is Ghana, this is Nigeria, this is Cameroon, this is Togo. Where were we all before they created the maps? We were somewhere before, our forefathers, our ancestors. So we need to see ourselves more as a human being. I know for a fact that what Tinubu is doing is nepotism, and it is below the belt and it is wrong. And irrespective of my name or my identity, I'll speak against it. I'm one person that all my life, I've never defended my tribe, I've never defended my religion, and I will never have any reason to do so. Because I feel that your education, your exposure is a waste once you begin to sound clannish and you begin to sound tribalistic and you begin to speak bigotedly. So for me, that's the least of my worries. For me, I see our nation, I see the continent, I see the world as one playfield that everyone should get equal opportunity. Under Buhari, people were saying they do that. Oh, Buhari is appointing competent people to man these offices that their geography does not matter. If their geography does not matter, why was he not appointing Igbo people? If their geography or their race or their tribe does not matter, why are you telling me that there are no other competent people from South or from the North Central? Are you telling me that look at all the assemblage of people that Tinubu has brought, all his ex-commissioners. Are you telling me that there are no people that can do a better job? Of course there are. Nigerians are the most intelligent in every field of endeavor. But tribalism blinds them. Nepotism blinds them, and they just can't see beyond their immediate environment, the people that he worked with, the people that he's comfortable with. He wants to be, fraternizing with them because he's so close to them. And that is the bane of...
Where is your wife from?
My wife, she's from Edo State.
I want to ask, okay, not really a question. I want you to speak to this issue.
Yes.
There's this thing that they say, table manners.
Yes.
You don't talk while you're eating.
Yes. Yes.
And I remember something that happened with Ibeto Cement.
Yes, indeed.
And, they frustrated that man, and suddenly it just went off and fizzled out. And there wasn't loud noise.
Yes, like this.
With the recent happenings with Dangote.
Yes.
And I feel like the noise with Dangote is louder. And when Ibeto had this issue, Ibeto was also an investor, right?
Indeed.
In the economy.
In the economy of the country.
Indeed.
Dangote didn't make noise.
Yes.
The friends of, the people that we know that are speaking up right now did not make noise.
Yes.
And I'm citing this as an example. I want you to broaden it up. I want you to speak to this issue of people. Is it a typical Nigerian thing that when you're eating, you don't talk?
Yeah, you see, you can't shame the shameless. And the shameless are perpetually, in the mud of shame. So there's nothing else you can do to discredit them, because they've taken an oath of being shameless. So, and that is the situation with Aliko Dangote. He's a shameless guy. No matter how you look at it, he uses Nigerian money to become African richest man every year. So if you open the treasury of Nigeria and you give to Nedu will also be declared the richest man in Africa. All these years, this is what he has been doing. So And he does not like competition. And that is why the Ibeto Cement example, comes handy easily. He has killed so many businesses. So I don't know why he's now crying and he's now talking as if he loves the country or he's an activist. And although we don't discriminate, we have a extra large t-shirt for him at the protest in Egu Square on the 1st. If he feels genuinely aggrieved, he should come and join us, because this is the first time that he's been on the receiving end. This is what Nigerian businesses like Ibeto have been receiving for many decades in this country. So what they do, what the Dangotes of this world do, is he's an Ajib, all government in power. Any government that comes into power, before they come into power, he will identify who he thinks will win, donate money to them. Then when they come into power, he just goes and starts kissing them. So unfortunately, that did not work with Tinubu, and that's why they are